and enjoy your lunch.
Charlotte, thank goodness you've decided to come. Charlotte, I'm not just some fast-talking New York television director. I care for you a great deal. Trust me, Charlotte.
You practically raped me last night.
That was last night, Charlotte. This is today. I care for you, Charlotte. I care for your mind. I don't care about your body anymore. I'm not into that.
May I help you?
I'll have a pair of coffee.
Welcome to Schlock Jocks, episode 2. I'm Greg.
I'm Tim.
And this episode we are talking about Hard Ticket to Hawaii.
The classic 1987 action film that probably has the greatest use of any blow-up doll in any other movie.
And it is the quintessential film about a snake that was infected by cancerous rats.
Yeah, so let that sink in. Real quick, tell me again how you found this movie, because neither one of us had heard of this thing.
No, neither of us had heard of this movie. And I was looking on a website I basically Google searched. And what I Googled searched was like best B movies of all time. So I had gone through a couple lists and I came to this pretty comprehensive list of 100 movies. And the guy, he wrote paragraphs for every single movie.
Oh, really? So,
yeah.
Wow.
So I'm going through there and I'd seen, like number 33 was Hell Comes to Frogtown. And it's all these movies that we like that are like on there. Some blaxploitation. I think Shaft was on there, and then you get like Piranha was on there. So I'm thinking this guy knows what he's talking about, right? So we get to number 1, and it's this movie that I'd never heard of. You'd never heard of it, and he's sitting here throwing glorious praise.
So it was definitely he was talking like it's so bad it's good.
Yeah, this was basically so bad it's good list, and this is his number 1 so bad it's good movie.
Okay. So I mean, after you found that, we looked up the trailer, and the trailer looked pretty fucking promising. Like it was, pretty damn interesting.
If you remember, I was rolling.
Yeah, it looked horribly or wonderfully terrible.
Yeah,
we're like, yes, this is definitely what we're doing next.
Yeah.
So then we start to look into it, and I hop on my phone. I'm looking at IMDb, and the first thing I wanted to do was look up the director. Who did this movie, and I see this Andy Sidaris. Now I know that name because I was a 13-year-old boy once, and Andy Sidaris films, like, when I saw his name, like, I knew exactly what I was in for, but I somehow forgot what really that entails. I knew it was just going to be all tits and ass, but I kind of forgot that after we watched this movie, I realized that Andy Sidaris makes movies to show naked women, and that's it.
Yeah.
And when you put, Playboy models, penthouse models, or porn stars in your leads, that's the only reason you're making this movie, is to show these girls naked. And how this guy puts this movie at the top of his list as so bad it's good blows my mind, man, because this thing was so damn boring. Like, if you're watching to see some tits, you're gonna get exactly what you're looking for.
Yeah.
I try not to argue with people's opinions on movies, because obviously this is all subjective, and I like some terrible shit. This guy was just, like, objectively wrong. Dude, like, there's a couple good things in this movie that were fun. We'll get into that. But as a whole, God, this movie was so boring. And I kind of realized watching it that this movie and movies like this, like Andy Sidaris movies, there's another guy named Jim Wynorski who does the same kind of things. Well, those more or less lay on the side of softcore porn more so than Sidaris movies.
Yeah.
But these kinds of movies are like no longer a viable form of entertainment. With the internet where it is today,
yeah.
Like, if you're looking to see tits, you do not want to watch a movie like this. Like 13-year-old me, this is all I had.
Yeah.
So it made sense to watch these kinds of movies on like Showtime,
Yeah.
but
or the edited version on USA Up All Night.
Right, exactly. You get some girls in thongs at least. You get some kind of action.
Yeah.
But there's absolutely no reason to watch a movie like this when you have the internet. There's no reason to watch this movie. No. And I tried to go for a second viewing, so we could talk about it, and good God, I couldn't even get through the first 20 minutes. I started falling asleep. I hate this movie. And I couldn't disagree more with whoever that was who put this movie at the top. At number 1? This thing? Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Good God.
I never liked movies like this to begin with. It wasn't my cup of tea even when I was a kid. I liked horror movies. and bad movies, and I like a lot of bad movies. But I agree with you. How this guy thought this was so bad it's good.
I don't know.
It's just so bad it's
just
bad.
It's boring, and that's the
boring.
worst you can be. Like, bad movies are fucking great if they're entertaining in some fashion.
Yeah.
This was just boring, man. Because again, when you have people who are just there to get naked, like they're not really actors.
No.
They're nude models, you know.
Well, and that's what he hired. So there are 4. I looked it up. There are 4 different Playboy Playmate models.
That's
all
like
4 of the main women.
Yeah, I was about to say that's like half the cast.
Yeah. He's not hiring actresses, and he's just putting women in situations in skimpy clothes where those clothes are eventually going to come off.
This is just it's obsolete type of filmmaking. You know, with the internet.
Well, and
stuff.
it's not. There's no entertainment value to that.
No, there's not. Because in
when you're a kid, that's something that's novel. It's something that's like forbidden. But when you're an adult, I don't need to see boobs in a movie.
No.
Ever.
It's fine.
When it happens,
I don't
it's
mind,
cool.
sure, but like I'm not gonna seek out a movie just to see some tits.
Just for that reason.
Right, and that's the only reason these movies are made.
Yeah.
There's no reason to watch these things anymore.
And it's kind of unique to, mostly, because you don't see it too much in the 90s. It was really unique to the 80s, these, like, boob movies,
right.
they're called.
Boob! Mid to late 80s to, like, early
Yeah.
to mid 90s, that, like, decade.
There's no plot.
No.
Well, this is what we're going to do. We're going to try to break down the plot here. There's a snake that's escaped from the zoo. Or, no, there was on a crate. It was supposed to go to a zoo.
I don't even know. They loaded the wrong snake on their plane or something?
they loaded the wrong box.
And it was they got the cancerous snake.
Yeah, the cancerous
and they
snake.
weren't supposed to.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it got cancer because it was bitten by cancerous rats.
Right, which happens.
Yeah. So apparently cancerous snakes are like bloodthirsty,
clearly
rabid
right, that's what happens.
Snakes. In the middle of all this, there's a rich guy on a yacht.
Who, an old British white guy named Mr. Chang.
Yes.
So that's interesting.
Yes. He has white hair. He's British. His name is Chang.
He's very Caucasian.
Yes. And he has this, it's almost a precursor to a drone. It's a remote control helicopter.
Which has the greatest
yeah.
distance.
So anyone who's had a remote control car knows, like, that thing gets 20 feet.
You're done. Yeah, exactly.
But this helicopter flies for miles. Yeah. And these, let's call it the Playboy model detectives.
whatever
they are. They're a part of the government. They never say what.
Are they?
Yeah.
I knew they flew.
They work for the government.
They were pilots, and somehow one of them has a ninja star, and they're good with guns, and I don't know. Okay.
They find this helicopter, and there's diamonds on it.
Yeah.
And then that's where the ninja star comes in, because they get caught by the people who were supposed to find the diamonds.
Yeah.
And the girl just happens to have a ninja star.
Only one.
Just one.
It's the only time you ever
and
see a ninja star.
The only time you see a ninja star.
So,
and then it just goes from there, and then they eventually,
I don't know,
kill the guy who the diamonds were meant for.
Do they kill him?
I don't know.
I don't know.
So
is that the guy
Michael Myers is basically.
Oh, that guy. Right. Yeah. Well, it's the whole snake thing has nothing to do with the plot.
No.
This whole like diamond heist thing is its own thing, and they for some reason threw the snake in the middle of it.
And what's crazy is the snake was introduced first. As like, so you think it's gonna be okay? Well, this is a movie about a demented snake, and
which could be cool, creature feature. I'm down for that. But
at that point, I was like, okay, I can get behind this. This wasn't in the trailer.
Yeah,
but there's a reason why it wasn't in the trailer.
Yeah,
it's not a main part of the movie.
Nope,
it's just there.
Show a lot of things happening at once. Remind everyone of what's going on, and with every shot, show a little improvement. To show it all would take too long. That's called a montage. Girl, we want a montage. In anything, if you want to go from just a beginner to a pro, you need a montage. Even Rocky had a montage. Always fade out in a montage. If you fade out, it seems like more time has passed in a montage.
But this snake just keeps popping up in these major scenes.
Yeah.
One of which, my favorite, because I saw it coming a mile away, and you did too, but like you didn't think it was actually that obvious.
the toilet.
Yeah, you thought it was too obvious.
Yeah, I was like, there's no way they're gonna fucking do
Yeah,
this. And
so
sure as hell.
she shoots the bad guy and goes and hides in the bathroom, and she's like leaning against the toilet, and I'm sitting there thinking, that freaking snake is gonna pop out of there. They did this whole scene just so they could have a scene where a snake comes out of the toilet.
Sure enough.
And that snake comes out of there. That snake has nothing to do with the Diamond storyline.
Nope.
Which doesn't make sense in itself.
Yeah.
And let me go back. I called the bad guy Michael Myers. I don't remember his name in the movie.
Who cares?
It doesn't matter. But so he gets shot in the face, and then it's just a flesh wound. So we got our Monty Python moment.
Yeah.
He has his little closet scene where it's almost a direct ripoff from the original Halloween movie.
Using that slatted door or whatever.
She's hiding in the closet and screaming, and he's like punching through. And
he's not even punching through it. If he punched through the damn thing, he'd have gotten through the door.
Oh yeah,
he's got that stupid little switchblade, and he's like barely he's picking ice.
Yeah,
an ice pick, and he's like stabbing at trying to get these little slats out one at a time. It's like, what the hell are you doing, man? Punch the goddamn thing if you want to get to the girl.
Like.
And then she shoots him
with
the
flimsiest little closet door.
What are you doing, man? And then she, for some reason, there's like a miniature harpoon gun or something in there. She shoots him with.
So she shoots him, and he goes to the ground. And this is one of those moments that make a B movie, right? And you noticed this, and I didn't. The arrow.
He's facing her. She shoots him. It goes like halfway, so it's like sticking in and out of like the front and back. And then like when this scene changes or whatever, and it cuts away, and you see him again. It's just sticking out of his back, like his back was to her when she shot him, and it never went through. So it's like one of those things that I enjoy in shitty B movies, So that was like one of the highlights for me. So I just love this crap like that, where you think someone would notice.
Yeah.
Hey, we messed this up. Especially the actor of all people. But hey, by the way, this was different.
You think the actor would be like, hey, yesterday.
So that was
the arrow was right here.
Yeah.
But. And the thing that we used to bring it up is Mel Brooks and Robin Hood when the King's Mole keeps moving throughout the scene. Yeah. But he dies, right? Well, you think he's dead. So this guy's been shot with a gun, and she doesn't have just a normal gun. She has like this big barreled like 45.
Oh yeah, she's rocking like the Dirty Harry gun.
Yeah,
right? Yeah.
Shoots him in the face, but it's just a flesh wound. And then he gets shot with a harpoon gun. A whole bunch of crap gets thrown at him. And then he does like another... It's not exactly replicated, but she like leans against the wall like Laurie Strode did in Halloween. Okay. And then there's a scene where he like sits up all of a sudden. So they almost took you take the closet scene. He just keeps getting killed but coming back to life. And he does it like 3 more times after this. He's basically a slasher villain who just can't die. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if he actually ever really dies in the movie.
I don't remember.
I know the snake finally gets blown up.
Which was pretty amusing. Like, she shoots the snake in the mouth, and, like, clearly... Another thing I enjoy about these movies is just, like, the shitty budget and resources. So they clearly just put a firecracker in the thing's mouth and let it just like, pop real quick, It's like, oh, all right.
And what's crazy is, so they use the same bazooka to shoot the snake and the aforementioned blow-up doll.
Yeah.
And the aforementioned blow-up doll gets just... the most major explosion.
Huge explosion.
Look out, he's got a gun. Jade, how bad you hit?
I've been better, but I'll live.
Let's get that turkey.
The bazooka, Rowdy?
It's the only gun I can hit a moving target with.
And then this thing just kind of...
The snake just kind of...
Pop.
It's like a pop gun.
All right, I guess, all right.
And all of a sudden, it's like laying on the ground headless.
that snake come from?
Would you believe up through the toilet?
Just when you thought it was safe to take a pee.
The only damage that was done from
And
a
the snake
bazooka.
story's done there.
Yep.
And the diamond story all wrapped up in one.
That's the end of the movie. Oh, so stupid. So dumb. There's really not much to talk about this thing. I just really wanted to disagree with the guy who put this at the top of his list because I can never, ever watch this movie again. I'm assuming this guy with the movie at the top of his list, he might watch it on a regular basis. Who knows? He might
Maybe
revisit
he's
this
an
movie.
old perv. I don't know.
It's entirely possible. And perfectly fine. But
Yeah,
I'm so
I-
excited.
Yeah, let's get that. We were both very excited to do this movie because I know I was, because The Hell Comes to Frogtown was actually a decent movie.
Yeah.
It was hard to like talk trash. It wasn't so bad. It was so good. It was actually just kind of a good little cult flick.
Yeah.
So I thought this one would be okay. This is something you can laugh at.
Yeah, so bad it's good.
I might want to put it in my collection if
Yeah.
it's so bad it's so
Yeah.
good. And I don't ever want to watch this movie again.
Never.
And neither of us were able to watch it a second time.
I
either.
tried.
Yeah.
I tried twice, and I couldn't do it.
I didn't even get as far as you. I got to like the I'm gonna press play to watch it. And I
Yeah.
just told myself I can't do this.
I can't
I
put
just
myself
can't do
through
this.
Yeah. It's too bad too. 'Cause it certainly looked promising. Like there is a few things in this movie that would be really cool with anyone
has
else.
Moments.
Yeah. The snake part at the end, the
The-
blow up
the-
doll getting blown up.
The dude with like the mirrored sunglasses who blows up the two.
I don't remember that at all.
So yeah, in the first minute.
Oh, in the beginning. Yeah. Okay, I remember that dude now.
In the first minute,
He
you
was
get
awesome.
boobs, and then 2 minutes later, you get like two dudes with shotguns blowing two dudes to shreds.
Yeah, they're hanging upside down from a
Yeah.
tree or whatever, and he's got those huge mirrored sunglasses.
Yeah.
He's got this stupid look on his face, like he's trying to be tough.
Yeah.
Run these two guys in their boat through the shredder and feed them to the fish.
That was funny. I laughed at that guy because that was pretty good. Shit like that, but
Yeah. Nothing makes sense, and it's not in a good way. It's not like Troll 2, Plan 9 from Outer Space or anything like that, where you actually get entertainment value.
Right.
There's literally no entertainment value here, other than if you want to see boobs, you could see if you just went out and bought a Playboy.
yeah. Google boobs.
Yeah.
You'll get all the boobs you can handle. Like there's no
Yeah.
reason to put yourself through this torture of watching a movie like this. Good.
Go to the
God.
club on Saturday night.
All right, so now we're going to talk about our irrelevant rating system, the schlock value of this movie. Greg, what can you
would we
possibly
put
give
this one
thing?
in the schlock locker? I give this movie one exploding blow-up doll out of a cancerous rat, meaning it's a 1.
Yeah.
There's no schlock value here.
No.
I wouldn't put this in my collection. It's run of the mill. There were a crap ton of these movies made in the 80s.
Yeah.
Most of them by this guy,
Right.
one guy
Yeah.
and his family. There's just no reason to watch this film. I wouldn't even tell people, hey, watch this film for
No.
a one-off.
No.
I wouldn't show this to people if they came over. The blow-up doll, the snake, there's one other scene, but
Is there?
we won't talk about that.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah.
For me, I would give it 1 as well. 1 Caucasian Asian man out of a plethora of titties. That's my rating. That's all I got for this thing. And normally we would have some kind of clever sign out for the movie. We try to incorporate a line from the movie in our sign off, but there's really nothing to even
Couldn't
use
think
for
of
that. So for Schlock Shocks, I'm Tim,
And I'm Greg.
and that's it.
Take care.
Goodbye.
It's a hard ticket to Hawaii. It's not paradise all the time. It's a hard ticket to Hawaii. Although it's like a dream, it's not what it seems. It's a hard ticket to Hawaii. It's not paradise all the time. It's a hard ticket to Hawaii.
Don, the question I've always wanted to ask you is about the touchdown pass you threw to Billy Blue Shoes here last year. Now, it looked to me like a double post pattern with a pick on the outside linebacker, a flare across the middle with your split end, and a play action that gave you time to throw that ball 60 yards in the air. Now, with time running out, no more timeouts, and all that pressure, what was it that you told those guys in that huddle? How did you call the play?
Well, Jimmy John, all I said was niggas go deep, and white guys keep them out if you can't on two.
Jimmy, the motherfucker's crazy, but he sure can throw.
That's it from here in Molokai, Hawaii. Back to you, Howard.